guys, welcome to Bastian Time. I'm your host, Bastian. Let's get to some Zelda news. First of all, let's get to some World Wrestling Entertainment news. You might know wrestling superstar Cody Rhodes used to have boots that had the Triforce symbol on them. He says he's back at it again. Now he's returning with the Triforce boots. He's a huge Zelda fan, as he's mentioned in many interviews. I don't follow wrestling anymore. I used to when I was a kid and loved it. I never knew about this guy. Pretty awesome if he's a Zelda fan. Kotaku put together an amusing article which compiles a list of a lot of reactions from when the original Wind Waker was first announced. Things that are found on the internet from that specific day. And it's pretty amusing. People were livid. Looking back to my own memories, people definitely were livid, and I was one of those livid people. But it's just amusing how opinions have changed. Like, overwhelmingly, the North American reaction to the original reveal of Wind Waker was they hated it. But now everybody says, hey, that actually was a pretty good game, and the graphics style is pretty good. So it's just amusing how opinions can completely do a 180 10 years later. Our next story is about the fact that somebody put together some side-by-side comparisons of screenshots from Link Between Worlds when it was very first announced, which wasn't that long ago, and some recent screenshots, specifically the outside of Link's house, we're assuming it is, and there are tons of changes just in that short period of time. So Nintendo has been fine-tuning everything about this game in this very short period of time. That can only mean that it's gonna be awesome. But if you want to take a look at more of those side-by-side comparisons, there's a link for you down below. And we learned an interesting little tidbit of trivia about the Wind Waker HD and the fact that it only took the team 6 months to make, from the time that they were like, yes, we're absolutely making Wind Waker HD, to when it was released. That was only 6 months, so that's some fast turnaround time. Of course, it was just a HD remake, you might say, but there were so many new features in there. The Tingle Bottle, Miiverse stuff, doing the selfies. Mr. Anuma talked about how he really wanted to put selfies in because he's found himself in his real life doing the selfies thing, and he was like, we've got to do this, and that the guy who was responsible for making those kinds of changes was like, it can't be done, and so they have this back and forth battle until finally the third time Mr. Numa came up to him and said, we've got to do this. The guy said, I already did it, it's already in the game. So that's kind of amusing. But anyways, that's it for this episode of Zelda News. See you guys tomorrow for some Nintendo news. Bye guys.